Hello everyone, my name is Shane, and in this video, we're going to be doing an unboxing, and I'm going to give my first impressions on the Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra. This phone is available at the time of this video, so I'll have some links to it in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. The retail price is $2,100. Comes in 4 different colors, this cream, a graphite, this violet shadow that we're going to be checking out here today, and a Samsung.com exclusive green shadow. Comes in 3 different configurations. We have a base model with 256 gigabytes of storage, 12 gigs of RAM, an upgraded 512 gigabyte storage, also with the 12 gigs of RAM, and a max spec with 16 gigabytes of RAM and 1 terabyte of storage. Shout out to Samsung for sending out this review unit ahead of time. Here's our first look at the violet shadow color. Even though I pre-ordered the green myself, this violet shadow might grow on me quickly. I personally had the burgundy Fold 4, and it feels like it's back now with a bit of a darker color to it, so really liking this violet shadow initially. Inside the box, looks like we have our usual suspects, SIM ejection tool, a little bit of paperwork, and a USB Type-C to Type-C charging cable. Let's go ahead and check out the star of the show here, the Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra. Go ahead and fold this Ultra for the first time. First impressions in the hand, this has a super slim and light feel to it. Design and feel of this is pretty similar to last year's Fold 7. However, a noteworthy change is they beveled out the edges a little bit on the inside to make this a lot easier to open up now. It also feels like there's been a change to the hinge on this and also some of the magnets here. So it just opens up a lot easier at the beginning here, whereas the magnets were a bit stronger on this Fold 7 as far as when you're going to open it up. And then there's also a little bit of snap at the end when you are opening this up, but you can see it just kind of pops open on its own, whereas my Fold 7 here, you have to open it up the whole way yourself. Taking a physical tour, on the right, we have our power button with the fingerprint sensor built in. Absolutely love getting into my phone this way. Above that, we have our volume rockers. On the top, we have a couple of mics, one of our 2 speakers, and a SIM tray, which in here we have room for just 1 physical SIM card, no micro SD expansion on this. On the left, we have our hinge with the Samsung branding. On the bottom, we have our other speaker, couple more mics, and our Type-C port now capable of 45 watt charging. So glad to see the faster charging on this foldable now. We are also getting a larger battery in this despite it still being really slim. We have a 5,000 milliamp hour battery capacity in this, and the same processor found in the S26 Ultra, the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. Here's our first look at the 6.5 inch outer display, and there is an 8 inch inner display. So this is pretty similar to last year's Fold 7, also getting that 8 inch inner display, and both of these having the 6.5 inch outer display. Even though this size of fold device does get a fair amount of criticism for the unconventional aspect ratios, in average everyday use, this fold device is the best everyday option as far as having a really compact candy bar sized phone with you that can seriously do so much, even if it might not always be the perfect aspect ratio for watching a video. But as a result of some of those criticisms, there is now also this Galaxy Fold 8 with a much wider form factor. So it is really interesting to have 2 different size folds now. Here's a look at the inner displays. We still do have a 7.6 inch inner screen on this Fold 8, and when you have this Fold 8 in portrait orientation, it actually looks pretty similar now to this Fold 8 Ultra. So I'm super excited to continue using both of these folds. And it's been a couple days now since I first started using this Fold 8 Ultra. I'm definitely ready to share my first impressions with you guys. Getting into the phone, the Biometrics have the side-mounted fingerprint scanner. This gets me in every single time. It's in the perfect position here on these folds. We also have face recognition. And then we also have this on the inner display as well. Here's a first proper look at that 6.5 inch outer display and then the 8 inch inner display on the inside. I have noticed in my first couple days of use that I can see this display significantly better with the anti-reflective screen protector it has out of the box. And for whatever it's worth, I haven't really noticed the crease either. I know it's early on into the review process, but I did do a lot of side-by-side inspection outside in direct sunlight. And overall, I'd say while the crease is definitely not gone, it's still there. It is slightly less noticeable. Now, sharing a couple thoughts on as far as Fold 8 versus Fold 8 Ultra, since we now have two different folds from Samsung, it is definitely an adjustment if you are used to this more candy bar style phone. Maybe I'm biased because I've just been using this exact type of phone for the last 7 years now, but I have personally always loved this candy bar size and feel on these foldable phones. It just gives you a little more grip and confidence when you're holding on to such an expensive device. There is this same candy bar form factor on the Trifold, and even though this is such a large, bulky, and chunky phone, I can still handle carrying it around because it has this more narrow form factor. I know that a lot of people out there are pushing for wider displays and even saying just send this Ultra, make this Ultra as large as this wide. I think it is just an incredibly good feeling to have a compact outer display that is easy to carry around with you, in addition to then having a pretty good sized tablet no matter where you are that is really comfortable and enjoyable to use. And there are a couple of benefits exclusive to this Ultra that are not here on the Fold 8. One of those, to my surprise, is the flex mode. So if I open up my camera here on my Fold 8 Ultra, go ahead, prop this on the table, you can see that my camera functionality jumps to the bottom and I have my viewfinder on the top. Whereas on the Fold 8, if I go to prop this up, you can see the viewfinder doesn't jump to the top half. I can still kind of use this in a flex positioning. It's just that the software is not on here to support it. But this isn't just with cameras. You can see here if I want to do some flex mode for YouTube, for example, nothing really changes here at all. And it is hard to have it propped up in various positions. It just holds this one position right here, and otherwise it just pops down to the table. Whereas on the Fold 8 Ultra, you can see I have the different UI change there. So we do have the official flex mode, but it is worth mentioning it does also pop down pretty quickly itself. So we have a little bit of view angle there, but you see it just kind of pops down too. So Samsung definitely changed up the hinges in these. We have a little bit of the flex mode functionality here on this Fold 8 Ultra, and there is also the superior camera system on the back. So similar to last year's Fold 7, we still have the flagship 200 megapixel lens here. The biggest difference I notice with this 200 megapixel compared to the Fold 8's 50 megapixel lens is there's just a lot more detail retained in all of your photos. And it definitely gives you more versatility with just taking a lot of photos with a lot of detail, and then you can crop in on them and still have a good looking image. There is also an improvement this year to the ultra wide lens. This is up to 50 megapixels from 12 megapixels. And even though pictures generally look the same from a glance, if you do any pixel peeping, you'll immediately notice there is more detail retained on the 50 megapixel over the 12. The zoom experience still feels the same here on the Fold 8 Ultra compared to past gens. We have up to a 30 times zoom on this, even though it's not necessarily noteworthy. And as expected, like any other high-end Samsung phone, excellent video recording here, really smooth 4K 60 in my initial testing. And I would say there is a decent level of zoom versatility on the video side. We can go up to 15 times zoom on this, and you can change this while you're in the middle of filming, which is nice. Also, to my surprise, we have the super steady with horizontal lock on this Fold 8 Ultra. It's basically a built-in gimbal to this phone now. This was exclusive to the S26 series before this point, so really nice to see it coming to some other Samsung phones. I think it's a game-changing feature. Now let's take a look at the carbon magnet case for this Fold 8 Ultra. I have the entire case lineup we'll check out in a separate video, but Samsung did provide this one, so we'll check it out. So this has an excellent textured carbon fiber feel to it, and having the magnet is going to be a necessity to get the new faster wireless charging. This is called super fast wireless charging, so this is 20 watts up from last year's 15 watts. It is still interesting though that Samsung just gives a back case. There is no front portion. Taking a look at the battery life, I'm down to 2% on my first battery cycle. I got 6 hours and 18 minutes of screen on time. This was a lot of usage at maximum brightness, doing a lot of different things on this phone in preparation for this video. I would say, especially with the new larger battery in this, you can definitely expect 7 to 8 hours of screen on time in lighter usage, and in a heavier use case, more so around 6 hours. And I am so glad that Samsung is finally adding their 45 watt charging to these foldable phones now. So in 15 minutes, I'm up to 47%. In 30 minutes, I'm up to 75%. and I can get a full 100% charge in around an hour. Really quick charging, especially at the beginning to get you topped up quick in a time pinch. So overall, first impressions, I'm really enjoying this Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra. I am really appreciating some of the quality of life improvements like the anti-reflective screen on this, the slightly larger battery, a much easier opening experience here, the slightly improved camera system. I would say this is basically a refined Fold 7. I've been absolutely loving this shadow violet color, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts initially on the Fold 8 Ultra in the comments below. Stay tuned for the official case lineup video that's coming up next. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.